My 8-year-old son's question detonated my marriage like a landmine I never saw coming. "Daddy, why's Mommy hugging that man in the beach picture?" I thought he was joking. Kids say dumb stuff all the time, like insisting the dog can talk or that broccoli is evil. But when I checked the photo album on my tablet, there he was, a stranger with his arm around my wife Jenna, smiling like he'd just won the lottery. And me? The clueless idiot holding the camera, immortalizing my own humiliation. 10 years of love, a home in Seattle, 2 kids, all apparently one big sitcom with me playing the punchline. Jenna wasn't just my wife. She was my high school sweetheart, the girl I met in math class at 16, the woman I married at 22 when we thought ramen noodles and cheap beer were a personality. She was my everything. Until Ethan, my sweet, brutally honest 8-year-old, pointed out the cracks I refused to see. We were that couple people secretly hated. The model marriage. I was a software engineer pulling steady income. She taught part-time yoga and posted balance and gratitude quotes on Instagram like a discount life coach. We had 2 kids, Ethan, who loved soccer, and Ava, 5, who thought she was a mermaid. Our life was supposed to be full of family road trips, movie nights, and picture-perfect vacations. Last June, we went to Hawaii for our 10th anniversary. Jenna called it her dream trip. Sunset dinners, Mai Tais, and me desperately trying not to look like a beached walrus next to her bikini body. I trusted her completely. Why wouldn't I? If a husband can't relax on a family vacation, when can he? The truth punched me months later on a rainy Saturday. Ethan was flipping through our vacation album, giggling at Ava's lopsided sandcastle. Then his face went serious. "Daddy, who's that man with Mommy?" I laughed. "That's me, buddy." He shook his head. "No, the other guy." By the palm trees. My stomach turned. I zoomed in, and there he was. A tall, tan man, arm around Jenna's waist. She leaned into him, smiling in a way she hadn't smiled at me in years. Not a tourist. Not some random photobomber. Too close. Too casual. I scrolled more photos. He appeared again, near the luau, standing behind Jenna as she danced, at the hotel pool, handing her a drink, always in the background, like a ghost haunting my vacation memories. But now he was screaming betrayal. "Did you see this man a lot?" I asked Ethan, trying not to let my voice crack. "Yeah," he said matter-of-factly. "He gave me a toy shark." A toy shark. My son met the guy sleeping with my wife, and I didn't even know it. Father of the Year, right here. That weekend, Jenna was away at her 3rd yoga retreat in 2 months. Apparently, enlightenment required hotel keycards and spa charges. I decided to play detective. First stop, the cloud storage on our shared tablet. She wasn't careful. Photos she'd deleted were still synced. One of her and the mystery man at a tiki bar, his hand on hers. The metadata confirmed, Oahu, same week as our family trip. My pulse hammered. Second stop, her phone, carelessly left unlocked on the counter. Rookie mistake, Jenna. Messages from Chris College. They read like a gut punch. Chris, miss you already. Hawaii was perfect. Jenna, soon, babe. Ryan's none the wiser. None the wiser. That was me. Not husband, not partner, just the oblivious ATM who paid for their Hawaiian love nest. Scrolling deeper, I found plans for a weekend project in Portland, right when she claimed she'd be meditating at some yoga ashram. Photos in a hidden folder sealed it. Jenna and Chris at a vineyard, kissing on a balcony. Him, shirtless on a hotel bed. The name Chris rang a faint bell. Then it clicked. He was her college ex. Some funny old friend she'd mentioned once, casually. Turns out the punchline was me. I wasn't done. I pulled bank statements. Dinners for 2 in Honolulu, $500 spa days while I took the kids to the aquarium, hotel charges in Portland. Every dollar was a breadcrumb leading to the truth. Even Ethan had unwittingly been my informant. Mommy's friend gave her coffee at the park, he recalled. She said he was helping with work. Helping, my ass. I hired a private investigator named Lisa. She had the kind of deadpan face that made you confess things you hadn't even done. I laid out the story. "Give me 5 days," she said flatly. Her report was brutal. Photos of Jenna and Chris at a Portland cafe holding hands. Video of them checking into a boutique hotel. Audio from a legally obtained bug catching Jenna whispering. Ryan's too focused on work and kids. You make me feel alive. Alive. That word burned. I worked to give her a house, kids, stability. If that's dead, then sign me up for a coffin. The confrontation was planned like a chess move. The kids were at my mom's. Dinner on the table. Jenna breezed in from her retreat, glowing, dropping a kiss on my cheek. I slid the tablet across the table. The tiki bar photo filled the screen. Who's this, Jenna? Her face drained faster than a busted sink. Just a tourist. I swiped. Texts, receipts, hotel check-ins. Try again, she cracked. Tears poured. Excuses flew. It was a mistake. Chris reached out. We reconnected. Reconnected on our anniversary trip? She admitted it started at a college reunion, escalated into secret meetups. Hawaii was his idea. Apparently, nothing says romance like inviting your side piece to your family's vacation. I didn't mean to hurt you, she sobbed. That was rich. She didn't just hurt me. She set fire to our whole life and roasted marshmallows on the ashes. I told her to pack a bag. No more lies, no more retreats, no more namaste while sneaking away. She begged. I stayed cold. You chose him over us. Now live with it. She moved in with her sister that night. Divorce papers followed. I aimed for primary custody. Ethan and Ava deserved stability, not a mom chasing college nostalgia. But here's the kicker. Chris ghosted her the second the affair hit daylight. Poof. Gone. Turns out Mr. Tanned and Timeless wasn't signing up for stepdad duties. Her yoga clients dropped off too. Seattle doesn't forgive easily when you torch your family like a Lifetime movie villain. Me? I leaned on therapy, family, and work. Got a promotion, started hiking again. Real hikes, not retreats. Dating isn't on the menu yet. Trust is a muscle, and mine's still in a cast. But I'll give Jenna credit for one thing. She taught me a lesson I'll never forget. Kids notice everything. My 8-year-old cracked the case better than any adult. If your gut whispers something's wrong, listen. If your kid asks a question that makes your skin crawl, pay attention, because betrayal doesn't just live in shadows. Sometimes it's right there in the family photo album, waving. And that, friends, is how my son's innocent question turned my perfect marriage into a crime scene photo. After Jenna left, the silence in the house was deafening. No yoga playlists humming through the speakers, no fake laughter over Instagram reels, just me, the kids, and the sound of reality kicking in. Ethan asked, "Daddy, is Mommy coming back?" I swallowed the lump in my throat. "Not to live here, buddy, but she'll see you." He nodded slowly, like he understood more than a child should. Ava was harder. She cried at night, asking for Mommy, clutching her mermaid doll until the fabric tore. I sat with her, stroking her hair, telling her stories until she slept. It wasn't fair. Their innocence was collateral damage in a war they didn't start. I hated Jenna for that more than for the affair itself. The kids deserved stability, not a soap opera scripted by betrayal. Filing for divorce was ugly but straightforward. My lawyer didn't blink when I handed over Lisa's PI report. Photos, receipts, audio, all damning. "You'll get primary custody," he said, matter of fact. Judges don't like parents who lie and cheat during family vacations. I almost laughed at the absurdity. Our 10th anniversary trip, billed as paradise, was now Exhibit A in a courtroom drama. Jenna tried to play the remorse card. "It was just a mistake," she told the mediator, mascara streaked down her face. "I love my kids. I was lonely." Lonely? With 2 kids, a husband, and a house full of chaos? If she was lonely, it was because she spent half her time sneaking off to Portland. I didn't buy it, and thankfully, neither did the court. Chris, the so-called love of her life, vanished faster than my trust. No calls, no texts, no shoulder to cry on. He was a ghost with better abs than morals. Word spread quickly in our community. Seattle isn't a small town, but gossip travels like wildfire when betrayal is juicy. Parents at school whispered. Her yoga clients canceled. She went from glowing instructor to that woman. I should have felt pity. Instead, I felt vindicated. She lit the match, and now she was choking on the smoke. I wasn't out for revenge. Life was doing the dirty work for me. Meanwhile, I rebuilt. I poured myself into the kids, soccer games with Ethan, tea parties with Ava. I learned how to braid hair from YouTube tutorials. Clumsy at first, but she giggled anyway. Therapy became my anchor. At first, I walked in furious. How could she do this? Why wasn't I enough? My therapist, calm as a monk, just asked, "Why do you think this is about you?" That shut me up. Slowly, I realized Jenna's choices weren't a reflection of my worth. They were proof of her emptiness. I wasn't lacking. She was. That shift saved me. Work offered me a promotion, lead developer. The old me might have hesitated, worried about balance, but single dad me knew better. I needed financial stability, and I needed purpose. The new role was demanding, but it gave me something Jenna couldn't steal: pride. For the first time in months, I felt alive, not because of someone else's validation, but because I'd taken control again. Friends rallied around me. Some confessed they'd always had doubts about Jenna's retreats, but never wanted to interfere. One buddy joked, "Man, she played hide and seek and you were the only one not counting." It stung, but I laughed. Dark humor became my coping mechanism. Better to laugh at my humiliation than drown in it. I'd already lost enough to her lies. Jenna tried to slither back into good graces once the reality of single life set in. "Ryan, maybe we can work this out for the kids." I shut that door with steel bolts. "You didn't just cheat on me, Jenna. You cheated on them. You don't get to call that a mistake." Her tears didn't sway me anymore. I wasn't her safety net. I wasn't her plan B. The kids adjusted faster than I expected. Ethan started asking fewer questions. He seemed to channel his confusion into soccer, playing harder, faster, like he had something to prove. Ava, still little, stopped crying at night and began drawing family pictures. Just her, me, Ethan, and sometimes Grandma. No, Mommy. Kids are brutally honest artists. Their crayons don't lie. Months passed. The house felt lighter, without Jenna's double life hanging over it. I even started hiking again, something I hadn't done since college. Standing on ridges, staring at endless forests, I remembered who I used to be before marriage, before betrayal. Strong, independent, capable. For the first time in years, I wasn't defined as Jenna's husband. I was Ryan, just Ryan. Dating? Not yet. Women at work hinted. Friends tried to set me up. I wasn't ready. Trust isn't something you rebuild overnight. It's more like a muscle after a break. Fragile, tentative, and needing rehab. Still, I was open to the idea someday. But it would be on my terms, with my guardrails. I'd never again hand someone the keys to my life without a background check. Jenna's downfall became gossip fodder, but I stayed quiet. No gloating, no trash talk. Silence was my revenge. People saw the truth without me spelling it out. She lost her studio, her circle, even her glow. She'd traded her family for a fling, and now she was left with empty wine glasses and Instagram quotes no one liked anymore. Karma doesn't need an audience, it just performs. One evening, Ethan crawled into bed beside me. "Daddy, I'm glad you didn't lie." That hit me harder than any insult Jenna ever threw. He saw me, not just as his dad, but as someone who chose truth over comfort. In that moment, I realized the real victory wasn't the divorce settlement or the promotion. It was being the father my kids could trust. Looking back, the affair feels almost cinematic, like a bad movie I wouldn't pay to watch. The clues were all there: retreats, late nights, secret smiles. I ignored them because I wanted the fairy tale. But reality doesn't care about your script. It rips pages out and forces you to write new ones. And that's what I'm doing, rewriting my life without her in it. So, if you're listening to this, let my story be a warning. Betrayal rarely hides forever. Kids notice what adults dismiss. Gut instincts aren't paranoia, they're survival. And when the truth surfaces, don't waste time trying to tape the cracks. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is let it all break, then rebuild from the rubble. I did, and I'm stronger for it. This is Reddit Betrayal Tales, and I'm Ryan. My wife tried to bury her affair in family photos, but my son uncovered it with one innocent question. From that moment, I stopped being the fool in the background and became the man who took his life back. Betrayal ended my marriage, but it didn't end me. If anything, it was the start of a better story.